Fred is a great person, but he slips on a banana peel. That breaks open his head and kills him. The Problem of Evil. A new fragrance from Estee Lauder. If God is all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good, wouldn't he eliminate evil? Here we have Das Baby Hitler, which means, if we translate it into English, Baby Hitler. Now, if God is all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good, then when baby Hitler was born, God was powerful enough to make him a nicer person. Hitler's father was a tyrant, and Hitler's mother doted on him. She spoiled him. God could have changed that. He could have made Hitler's father have a heart attack and die when Hitler was 4 months old. Also, God knows what Hitler's going to do when baby Hitler's born. He knows that Hitler will ultimately commit anti-Semitic genocide and have horrible concentration camps. So if there really was a God that's all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good, he would have fixed it so that the Holocaust would have never happened. There are two versions of the problem of evil. The logical version of the problem says that God existing with evil is a contradiction. God exists, where God is all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good, contradicts evil, pain, and suffering exists. Now, nobody accepts the logical version anymore because, after all, it's possible God has a reason for leaving evil in the world. The evidential version of the problem of evil says it's possible that God exists and evil exists, but just not very likely. It's not a logical contradiction for God to exist, but there's just too much evidence that he doesn't exist, namely pain and suffering, evil. An example of a philosopher giving the evidential argument is William Rowe's case of the fawn. It is logically possible that God has a reason for allowing a fawn to get caught in a burning ring of fire and burn to death and suffer greatly before it dies. But it's not likely that God has a reason for allowing this kind of what's apparently unnecessary suffering. It's not at all I, Kelly, says Rowe. No, it's not at all likely. I, Kelly, that was a show on Nickelodeon. Or was he that rapper who sang that song, It's the Freaking Weekend, Everybody's Weekend? A solution to the problem of evil is called a theodicy. Theodicy is just an attempt to justify God, given the problem of evil. God leaves evil in the world because
blank.
What I want to know, Charles, is why? Why us? We could be working in the book department at Macy's.
Some classic theodicies. God leaves evil in the world because he wants us to have free will. From evil comes a greater good. He is using it to teach us lessons. Now, let me just say there are two kinds of evil, moral evil and natural evil. Moral evil is the evil we humans bring about through abuse of our free will. Joseph shoots up the classroom in a school shooting. Natural evil, on the other hand, is the evil that seems to be unrelated to bad choices by human beings. So Jane dies when an earthquake hits, and imagine that the earthquake is not caused by anything we humans have chosen to do previously. If you are going to refute the problem of evil, you may need more than one theodicy, and they must explain away both moral evil and natural evil, not just moral evil. Free will may explain away the moral evil of a school shooting by blaming the shooters for the evil rather than God. But free will may not work so well when it comes to explaining the natural evil of the earthquake that was not a result of human choices. So what do you think? Can there be an all-powerful, all-knowing, all-good God, given that there is evil? Hey, I'm not trying to get in your grill, but I'm just wondering if you will listen to me talk about the problem of evil.